Hello everyone, I'm Raijin, and in this video I want to showcase two of the best inventions I have made over the course of all 6 years. That is the Scarab 3.0 and the Raijin 3.0. Just wanted to give a nice detailed showcase showcasing the best work I've made in all of my years and just show it off for one last time. Hope you all enjoy the video. So let me showcase you the Scarab 3.0. Just call it 3.0, right? Yep. Vanished Scarab 3.0. So this is a hefty invention. This is probably the one of the newest and last inventions I have published currently. So as you can see, it's really big. Jesus Christ, its laser beam is quite long. And here we go. Time to spawn it in. Also, speaking of spawning it in, when you spawn this thing in, it does play an animation. Wait for a few seconds. That's pretty cool. So that's something cool about this invention, is that I believe this is the only invention I have published that it has something, or it does something when you spawn it in. It does tend to break when it comes to multiple players, but it does pretty good when you're the only one in the room. So here is the Scarab 3.0. And another cool fact about this invention is that this invention is over 99, I wouldn't say 99, but like over 95% entirely made of tubes, which is ridiculous since I didn't consider myself good with tubes. I always use shapes such as cubes, wedges, cylinders, and all that fancy stuff, but I never use tubes. But this invention is mostly tubes, which is really nice because it does look really good. So I do have props for that. Pulling out the maker pen, you do see the entire thing is surrounded in a barrier, which I will showcase that later. But it has the bones and joints that it comes with. Turn off world and snapping. As you can see, all joints are animated with the bones and joints, such as the mandibles over here and the claws, the feet, which are really cool. See the mandibles over here, which are also somewhat animated over here. It's a little hard to select because the tube proportions. We all know how tubes work. Ridiculous hitboxes. Here's a bunch of the circuits. All the walking animations over here. A bunch of the explosions for the feet. And all of the sounds as well. And something also interesting about this invention is that this is the only invention I have that uses studio audio, which is RecRoom studio sample audios, because around January, when they updated the game, they sort of nerfed sample audios to the ground. I wouldn't say it was around November, December, January of 2026 and a little bit of 2025, where the audio was just so muffled and so just disgusting. But I had to work around. Well, no. Let's show you what this thing can do. So, before, of course, you enter, the cockpit is around this area, this front area right here. So all you gotta do is fly in. Also watch out for the giant tube. Just fly in, and you are in. So you got the summoning animation, which you can play again. If anything breaks or animations break, anything breaks, just give that a tap. For the missile pods, to activate the shield, to move, and to look around and use a laser. So how this thing works is all you do, pick up the controllers, left hand and right hand, and this thing does have passive ambience too, which is really nice. So you can hear the horns go off. Yeah, really crazy stuff. So now all you gotta do is push the trigger and point in the direction you want to turn and move. And to look around and shoot, use the other joystick. Very easy. Start bomb rotates. And that's basically it. Alright. So here's the summoning animation one more time. Here are the missile pods, which do activate a secondary ability, the missile pods, which is almost like an air burst. And here is the shield. Pretty cool, right? So here is an interior of how it looks when you're playing with this. Got the missile pods, tap it. Got a secondary thing that pops up. And the air burst. And that's the interior. All right, now I'm going to show you how it looks in the third person. Also, remember, this thing is very loud since it uses the raw audio MP3 clips from RecRoom Studio. So it's going to be pretty loud. And also, remember, this is new, so it does navigate on terrain. So I'll also showcase that to you as well. Let's go. Alright, here's a different angle of the invention. I'm not sure why the explosions aren't working for the feet that well, but it's not a big deal. Alright, and here's a top view of the invention. So that's basically it of the banished Scarab. This invention was originally going to cost tokens as the Raijin 3.0, but unfortunately, I was almost done working on this, and then RecRoom announced it shut down. So I was like, you know what? Why bother when the game's going to be dead in 1 or 2 months? So I decided to just publish it. And of course, it does use those studio audio sample audios, and unfortunately, you can't publish inventions that cost tokens when you do use RecRoom Studio. So it is a bummer. But honestly, this thing does deserve all the love and attention because this thing took quite a while. About, what was it, a month and a half a month? Around the area. I'm trying to forget because how long these things take. But yeah, it was a real beast, real challenge. But this thing turned out amazing. I love those animations, especially these summoning animations and the shooting animations. They're really, really nice. The missile pods also surprised me as well. And it was just a really fun invention to work on, regardless of how hard it got, because I had to use tubes, but you just got to lock in and sit down and get to it. And once you do, it turns out beautiful like this. I'll showcase the third person a bit more because it's just so good looking. Just really nice. I love the mandibles, not the mandibles, the little claws that open up when it stops. Really nice detail I added. Not sure why the explosion emitters aren't working too well. Of course, it's RecRoom, buggy RecRoom, but what do you know? Broke a little bit there. Yeah. All in all, great invention. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. There's the Scarab 3.0. Look at it. It's all goofy and stuff. Alrighty, now it's time for the holy grail of inventions. The Raijin 3.0 right over here. This invention was ridiculous. I'm not sure if the folks seen the release video, but this thing is a real beast. And yes, it did take over 100 hours to make because of how long it took, and of course the bugs I ran into with this. And it's just the amount of love and passion I put into this one invention. It's ridiculous. So let's spawn this beast in. I'm gonna spawn it right above the ground. Let's spawn in. And yes, it does spawn with one of the laser beams like that. I did try my best to make it spawn underneath, but it just would not work. But I at least got all the other components, like the legs, the head, the turret, and all the animations to spawn roughly how it looks right now. All you gotta do to fix that laser beam is just go in here, look for the reset button, and just give it a little tap, and fly back out. Other than that, here is the Raijin 3.0. Now, it originally did not look completely like this, mainly because of one of the bugs I did find in the creation process of this invention. Most notably, the guns and the platform it comes with. I can probably spawn that in side by side to give you a comparison of the original. All right, here's the comparison for the platforms that the robot comes in. So this is the published version. As you can see, it's very minimalistic. Has the ability, the description, the in-game description, and a few of the stats that I left in here. The loadout, the paint job, the weapons, speed, and of course the size, and of course the people who helped, including me, good Secretary Little Chicken, and then Babber, who helped me with the weapon. And over here is the platform that I was originally going to use until, as I was going to publish, literally right to release, RecRoom said, oh, you can't publish inventions, or you can't make inventions cost tokens when it has RecRoom Studio in it. Why did you tell me this at the last moment? I don't know, because RecRoom doesn't give you warning labels and stuff. It just tells you right before. There was originally a pilot button, You got the actual model from the game, and yes, this is what I used to help build the invention, the actual model from the game. Its ability stats, the name, a nice image gallery, along with an actual photo I used that is from RecRoom, along with the builders, including me. And here is the original model for it as well. And you can also see the difference with the gun model because I actually had to severely nerf the gun model, the Flux, because another bug I encountered with this invention was that there is actually a invention ink limit, which is around 37.4% ink. I believe that's correct. But basically, in terms of ink percentage, it is around 100% ink for a completely normal room, like back in 2021, and I think RecRoom just forgot to update that. So as you can see, compared to the original, which I did pay my good friend Babber to build for me, did an absolutely amazing job. Love it. I had to unfortunately nerf all of the details. You can see a lot of the details missing on here, like the red accents, a few of the nuts and bolts, a bunch of black accents, and a few of the markers on there, which is very unfortunate. But it had to be done because, of course, RecRoom. I believe the original model also, a few details had to be removed, but it's like really subtle. I believe, if I can recall, like, you know, like one of these orange lines were removed. Yeah, one of those orange lines were removed. A few of the white accents on the physical shield were removed as well. Possibly spot a few. I can't spot at the current moment because it's been a while since I remember what shapes I exactly removed. But I had to remove just a little pinch of details, mostly the guns. The guns, I had to turn the entire, almost everything in this mech decorational, which means you can't stand on it. It's not physical. It's not part of the environment. You can't stand on it like this. I guess I still fall through it or something like this. You can't interact with it because those kind of shapes where you can actually stand on it and interact with it, they cost more ink. So like this invention is literally at the bare minimum 37.3.4% ink. It's at the edge. It's the absolute limit. And that goes to show how much ink and parts I've used in this one invention. Over 100, over 350 around, but it's a lot. Yeah, you can see the green ones, the yellow, the blue, the red, and then these over here. I counted around 18 to 20 animation gizmos just for the walking animations alone. During the creation process, I was originally going to use more, but I found a way to cut that in half, and I'll present that to you later. So, without further ado, let me enough yapping. Let's go into the showcase. All right, so in order to pilot this thing, all you gotta do is navigate to the front. That is where this little eye-looking thing is here. All you gotta do is just slowly fly in. Don't you grab anything until you see the seat. Just gotta grab, and you are in. So here's the interior. Looks really, really nice. Got some button panels, some more stuff down there, and some switches down here. Oh no, not too shabby. Got the reset mech button when things break. Got the bastion mode. And then you got the movement joystick and the turn and shoot joystick. So without further ado, all you gotta do, grab the joysticks, and it will slowly level down. As you can see, the guns do have an advanced aiming system when they detect a object in front of it, or attached to the joystick, there's a rangefinder, which in front of it, if it detects an object, it turns on 2 animation gizmos in either side, and if it does not detect anything, just plays an animation. So this thing also has some turning not turning animations, but turning sounds. And all you gotta do is, just like the other mech, point and pull down the trigger. So yeah, nothing much. Of course, for the Bastion mode, just touch the Bastion mode trigger. And of course, if you want, pull the trigger to shoot, or the right hand. And that's it. Easy stuff. And the text is breaking on that key a little bit. But of course, if things break or things go out of line, all you gotta do is just tap the reset button and it should fix all the parts back to normal. Here's a little bit of third person. It can be a little bit buggy since I'm holding the controllers out here. The guns are gonna be waving out a little bit, but there you go. This is the first invention to feature the advanced navigation engine, the one that Loyal made me a little bit back. It's even more advanced than the ones I used for the Solid Jaeger, the Bedwear Titan, the ATTE, and the Homing Spider Droid. So it's even more ridiculous. So props to him. Amazing circuiteer. But this is what it looks like. We're just gonna let go of that. So the cool thing about this invention is that it has an omnidirectional animation gizmo. Depending on where you walk, it plays different walking animations, which is amazing. And it is just wacky. I spent like ages just in War Robots just eyeballing these animations to make it as game accurate as possible. And I probably spent like a total of like over 10 hours just on these animations. And remember, each leg has its own individual animation. And now that it can walk in all 4 directions, it has to consult with that, which is ridiculous. So that's 2 to 3 animations per leg. So that's like 16. It's a lot. That way. Oh, of course, let me showcase the terrain stuff as well. Pretty cool stuff. It does look a little bit odd because I'm in third person. It looks for the controller, not where it's pointed at, but there you go. That's roughly what the third person looks like. All right, here's another showcase of the mech in 3D view. Got the turret. All right, here's another view that I think most of y'all are gonna like even more. Got a little bit of third-person War Robots camera angle action going on. that's basically the Raijin 3.0. Just want to appreciate the level of detail I put into this thing. But yeah, a lot of work, a lot of detail, thousands of shapes. And I say thousands, it's ridiculous. That's an understatement, really. But this thing did take a long time, very long time, good chunk. In the process, discovering a bunch of bugs that, of course, RecRoom would never fix because, you know, RecRoom is RecRoom. They're dying, so it's whatever. But I just want to take a moment to appreciate the detail on this. Oh, and of course, for those who are interested or curious, here's all the circuits used in the invention as well. Got the plate. Over here, all the animation gizmos. It's the starting forward, starting sideways, bobbing. Was it the forward animations and the sideways? Got the stopping animations, and they got the forward, back, left and right, or left and right. Over here is the bastion mode circuits, as well as down here for a little bit of toggling as well. Oh, and of course, here's the engine. Real quick, I'm going to go over here and open this up real quick. This is all Loyal Chicken's work right here. There's a buttload of stuff. But he did an amazing job doing this. Here are some more of his stuff as well. The trigger handle. Some more circuits. I believe this is the walking sounds as well. Where are the sound effects? I actually can't find them. Unless they're scattered everywhere. Those are the turning sounds. More animations. Oh yeah, that's the model reset. Some of the trails. A few barriers. If I can go back in here. A bunch of circuits. If I can actually click the bastion mode real quick. Just a few more stuff under the hood. With the beacons there. Moving at light speed. Down in the core, you have the actual engine itself. Oh, did I pass it? Oh, it's down here. My bad. Passed it. Here's the engine. You got the movement directions. This is how it works. Down here. Rotators, sounds. And of course, down here, you got the lasers, as well as the animations for the lasers as well. So it teleports up and teleports down. And that's about it. Other than just a bunch of big clamps. And also, if you look closely, this thing is using the bone clamp method. Drop my camera for just a split second. This thing does use the animated bone joint system. So all you gotta do is select the clamps near the joints, and you can move them around if you wish, or animate them, or whatever your intent, whatever it is. Yes. Ever seen a Raijin wave with its foot? That's so dumb. Got some bones over here. And also the shield has it too. Over here. Lift the shield up. Which is pretty cool. Like that. And then you just gotta That when you don't move, you gotta slide that one. Oh, a little too far. There you go. That's a sight to see. But yeah, those are basically all the circuits. And that's the Raijin 3.0. 6 years of work, development, and learning circuits and stuff, mostly on my own and with a bit of help here and there. And this is what I got. The most accurate Raijin, working Raijin mech in RecRoom. And maybe in a little bit of research I've done, maybe in most other video games as well. There you go. Well, I hope you enjoyed the detailed showcase of the Raijin 3.0 and the Scarab 3.0, my two best inventions I've made in my RecRoom career. But yeah, I'm gonna miss these things. Most of my inventions, I'm gonna miss them, but probably these two the most, since they are the newest and the ones that took me the longest. But it is what it is. RecRoom's dead, so it's all right. It's time to move on. It's all right. That's what life's all about. Well, I hope you enjoyed the showcase, and I'll see you around town. Stay creative and don't let things get in your way, I guess. I don't know what saying to say, but yeah, see you around.